What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast, coming to you live and direct with your host and your moderator, Kevin L. Warren, along with his fellow co-hosts, Dorian the D.A. Albreton, James the Angry One Warren, Mike Mills, Daryl D-Dub Warren, and Dan K, the Hockey Dude. This is a real sports podcast for real fans. This is a sports podcast with no hot takes, no narratives, just real, unadulterated sports talk. Please be advised that there may be some colorful and explicit language. The Sports Chasers are the defenders of the fans. Now, here's your host and moderator, Kevin L. Warren!
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's the Sports Chasers Podcast. Another Thursday night. We get into you talking about all sports. Man, we had a good time on Monday doing the live broadcast. Hey, before we talk about that, let me bring on the crew. We got here tonight. We got Dan. Dan, what's good, brother? Going to left or right on my screen. Dan, what's going on, bro? How are you?
Not much. Doing good. Excited for a good show tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's get cracking.
Let's get the cracking here. The DA, we was talking to the DA earlier. We took some photos on Monday when we was all in studio, and we talked about his 3-point stance. DA, what's up, my brother?
Hey, man, I'm glad that I have recovered from the 3-point stance. Good that I could get up off the floor without having to get down on the floor to get back up off the floor. So, hey, man, I'm just glad to be here. Every day is a new adventure, and I'll take them. I'm with it.
Got you. D-Dub should be joining us shortly, man. Like I said, we had a good time on doing the Fourth and Short show on Monday. Apologize for all the technical difficulties that we had. We promise you the next time we get together, it definitely will be dope. And, we'll make sure it's better. So, because we heard we had some technical difficulties, people were able to hear, and there was some internet issues, man. So, again, we apologize for that. But, hey, we had a good time doing it. Fourth and Short was dope. Great concept, and we're going to keep on doing it, keep on rocking and doing it. So, a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Hey, Sports Chasers fans, I'll be repeating it throughout this show. If you look in your left-hand corner of your screen, everybody look at your left-hand corner of your screen where it says live and all that stuff. Hey, there's a QR code up there. And that QR code is for you guys at home watching on YouTube or wherever, Twitter, Twitch. Hey, that's a donation button. You feel in your heart, hey, to take care of us as far as donations, and you like how the show is progressing and going, hey, just scan your cell phone with that QR code. Hey, whatever you want to give, we appreciate it.
$1, $2, $3.
Whatever it is you want to give, we down with it. Thank you. My man VLAC is in the comments. Oh, also those that are in the comments in the YouTube, we appreciate you. VLAC, thank you, bro, for getting in the comments. But like I said, this QR code, we also got this right here. I'll show from time to time. Hey, support us. There you go again. There goes that QR code again. Just support us right there. Look like somebody scanned the QR code already. Look at that. All right, 3 people. Look at that. I hope it ain't us. I already donated a penny already. Yo, man. I hope it ain't the 3 of us on here, man. So shout out to those that's in the comments, man. But before we what I want to say. Oh, we have a special guest tonight. We have a very special guest tonight. Shout out. We're gonna talk a little soccer. Let me just get down who we got here. He's from the Inter Miami. He's from the Inter Miami podcast. his name is, and he's the host, Jay Kington. Jay is the founder and the host of the Inter Miami podcast. He's been covering Inter Miami since 2019, well before they ever played their first match. The Inter Miami podcast covers all things Inter Miami with a focus on La Familia, the supporters, and the community. Let's bring on Jay Kington from the Inter Miami podcast. Jay, what's up, bro? How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing?
Man, we're doing good tonight, man. We are doing good, man. We're talking a little soccer. Yep. So, Jay, just tell us a little bit about your podcast. Like you said, it started before the football club in South Florida, the Inter Miami. Is it a soccer club or football club? Sometimes, how do they view it?
So it's neither. It's club de football. It's a club of football.
Right.
It's a football club.
So yeah, but everyone has like FC football club or SC soccer club, but they're international Miami club de football. Basically, how this all started was I have played American football my whole life. I got into a little bit of trouble in high school, and my mom was like, "Nope, you're going to Brazil on a missionary trip. You need to find Jesus." So I went down there and really started just playing the sport, playing soccer with all these little villages everywhere, and that we were going up the Amazon to help out in Brazil, medical missionary. Okay. Then started watching the World Cup, fell in love with the game. Never was able to live in a city that had a soccer team, right? So finally I moved down here, and then a couple years after that, they announced that David Beckham was going to exercise his option that was in his contract to bring him over to LA Galaxy, to which he could open an expansion team for only $25 million after he retired. So then I was like, all right, well, let me find out some information. And it was just almost impossible to gather information. It was very scattered. So I was like, there's not really like an aggregated source of information to gather around this team. And, where opportunity, arises is kind of how this took place. I grabbed a buddy of mine, one of my really good friends, could talk about anything with. Hey, I've got this idea. Let's start this. I really love the sport. He liked it as well. Started this, and here we are 4 years later. Hasn't really launched according to plan. The owners will tell you that as well. But we cover all things Inter Miami, the team. The community is a big focus, and we have a great time out there.
Hey, Jay, already it seems like you got one of the guys here in the comments, man. He says, "Get that Miami stuff out of here. CFC for the crown." So he's talking about the Charlotte Football Club that inaugural. CFC. They got their inaugural season started on last year.
They just started. They're babies. So
they just started. And they had a big turnout. I believe their first game. And VLAC in the comments, let me know if I'm wrong. All right, they had their first game. They had like 70,000 people at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte, which is pretty huge. And I think attendance continue to soar throughout the and go ahead, DA.
If I may, well, the thing here is this, right? So, and I didn't know this. North Carolina, Charlotte specifically, is a soccer town. From the high school perspective, the youth football perspective, and UNC has always had great men and female soccer teams. Not so much state, Wake, Duke now and then, but they're pretty serious about their soccer here. Or I call it soccer for these folks here, and I'll tell you why later on in the interview. But soccer in North Carolina, so that's why it probably was a good idea to start the MLS team here, because I think the fan base is going to pretty much stay because they really like their soccer here. They really do. It's kind of soccer, basketball, and high school football is really big in Charlotte until the Charlotte college football team gets to be a little bit better. It's going to be, Charlotte high school football. Then you have soccer, which is as big. Lacrosse is really big, but yeah, it's they're getting there. There you go. UNC women's soccer, most consecutive national championships in a row, and UNCC has a good team as well as far as soccer is concerned. So that's why I think there was a lot of backing, and people will probably still continue to see them, unless they totally stink it up like 4 years from now, in which case they'll probably turn on them like rabid dogs, because that's what happens in sports. So,
Yep.
Gotcha. So Jay, so tell me a little bit more about you with dealing with the Inter Miami team here in South Florida. I currently live in South Florida, so and I've been to a couple of games at the what's that, DRV Pink Stadium?
Drive Pink, yeah.
Drive Pink Stadium. What a wonderful atmosphere there. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's not like, Bank of America was 70,000.
No.
We got about 18,000 seats in there until Miami Freedom Park is built. But I like it. It's a small, intimate stadium, right? I mean, everyone, you can't really sit far from the pitch and all
No.
that. So, we've had a painful launch. First 2 years really rough. Last year, fought our way back into the playoffs. Actually, unfortunately, had an amazing 3-2 comeback over Charlotte to kind of keep them out of the playoffs and secure our spot. So I understand the hate.
Shots fired. Shots are fired.
I'm also a Chelsea fan, so we said CFC.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
But then Charlotte beat, or was it Charlotte or Minnesota? One of them beat Chelsea when they came over last year and just embarrassed us. So I get it, but hey, nothing but respect to the organization. I do like watching them play. I think Shinya Shiki's a hell of a player. So please don't hate me too much, CFC.
Gotcha, man. What's your hopes for this year's club? Like we spoke earlier before we came on, we was talking about Messi, and you were saying, give your thoughts on that.
Oh man, just end it one way or the other, right? Sign him or don't sign him. Let me move on with my life. I was telling you, like, anytime it happens, Twitter gets blown up, Instagram gets blown up, numbers from kids I haven't talked to in damn near 8 years start hitting me up asking if Messi's coming. I got it. I quoted this a couple weeks ago on another podcast. I'll give it a 35% shot, right? They just lost 1-0 to Bayern Munich in the Champions League. So I think if they get knocked out early, he's going to put some serious thought into coming to the MLS. He already owns 2 properties in Miami. His family wants to experience the American life.
I've heard that. Yes.
He's friends with David Beckham. So I think there's a really solid chance he can come here. Obviously, it would be great for the team, right? Great for the organization. But more importantly, it'd be massive for not only Major League Soccer as an organization, not only for all the teams, all the away games we're going to go to that are going to get their stadium sold out so they can see Messi play live, but also just help inspire the youth to want to play this sport. We're starting to see a little bit more momentum grow. And, one of the things that I hope to do with the Inter Miami podcast and the other shows that we have under us is, if I can just inspire one little kid to get into this sport that can then become one day a national team player and get us into the quarterfinals or the semifinals, or God, I would love to win a World Cup, then, that's the mission.
Yes.
It's about growing the love of the sport, the community, the fan base, not only of Inter Miami, but Major League Soccer and the sport in America as a whole.
Period.
What do you think about you talked about the World Cup. What do you think about USA's play in the World Cup, this past World Cup? Your thoughts on that?
I wasn't really impressed. I was more impressed in qualification, and I was impressed with the potential of the team. I said this wasn't our year. 2026 is our year. Our team is incredibly young, but we're really starting to have talented players all over the pitch. In the past World Cups, we've had maybe 2 or 3 pretty good guys, and the rest kind of standard American. No offense to anyone who played for the men's national team, but now we're starting to see a lot of experience. You're seeing almost the entire starting roster plays in Europe in some capacity, right? I'm a big Chelsea fan. I was ecstatic when they signed Christian Pulisic. Weston McKennie, was playing for Juventus, just signed with Leeds. Musa with Barcelona. Gio Reyna is destroying Bundesliga with Dortmund right now.
Yeah, man. Which is weird.
So many players.
Which is weird, because Dortmund is usually not a big scoring team, and they're killing them.
Yeah. But you're starting to see this change. You can go on and on. Really, I think there's maybe 3 starters that play for the MLS, right? So as that trend continues, I hope more and more Americans get into the sport, not just every 4 years when it's the World Cup, right? I want them to get into the sport year-round, support it, enjoy whatever summer it is. You got the World Cup every 4 years, the Euro offset. So every 2 years they switch. You got the Gold Cup. There's numerous cups going around. So I want people to get involved with that and really just be open to it. Because once this sport gets its hooks in you, there really is no coming back. I mean, I grew up and I still love American football. Don't get me wrong. I'm watching every NFL game I can. That's how I was raised. That's how I grew up. I love that. But man, it's like an addiction with soccer. It's going to be tough with the MLS. The play is sketchy at times, right? A lot of people wake up early. They watch their English Premier League team, their Bundesliga, La Liga team, Serie A. They watch just the best of the best play. And then they, later that afternoon go to watch their local MLS team play. And it's just like, damn, man, just the difference in play is astonishing. And that's being nice.
Well, it's if I may, there are, first off, any American that's playing in Europe, it's a big thing to me because most people that play in Europe have been in, and Kev knows I got a family member over there, and I don't say his name because he plays and he's big, but they're in academy 10, 11, 12 years old. Mm-hmm. For whatever country, Jamaica, they catch you there. You're 10, 11, 12. You're in London now. You're playing from the time you're 11, 12 years old to the time, you get to 18, and that's like kind of a milestone. If you're at a level at 18, then you can move up and play with the team, right? Mm-hmm. Which is serious. If you come from America, which doesn't have a system like that, and you just played in, high school, maybe some AAU soccer, some travel soccer, which is big, but not big, because a lot of teams don't have enough money to play everybody, in the country, the best teams all the time. So when Christian went over there, and I think he was in the Bundesliga first years ago. He was in the Bundesliga. Yeah. So
he was also at Dortmund. Yeah. He was in the Chelsea Academy with like Mason Mount.
And when he went to Dortmund, I was like, I think he might, to me, he's probably like the third best young guy on the team. Like they had two guys that were serious ahead of him. But the reality was like, he came from a different system to get there, right? So he didn't go through the playing. Of course, he played from the time he was young, but it wasn't as structured as being in an academy where that's basically all you do from the time you're, 8 to 8. You're dribbling, you're playing. So, and that's the difference between the game. So the folks that are out there in Europe or La Liga, Bundesliga, that are playing, they've been doing it their whole lives at a specific pace, at a specific way. So when you see them in the pros, it's going to look different. I liken it to Luka Doncic. When Luka got here, guys were like, why is he doing that? Because he's been a pro since he was 14 years old.
Yeah.
Period. In the story.
Now you're seeing
why is it so easy for him? Because he's been a pro since he was 14.
Yeah.
LaMelo Ball did the same thing. You got to do that. You play against pros when you're young in that system, you're going to get better. But go ahead, Jay. You're right. Go ahead.
Yeah, and the problem with American soccer, and I think Zlatan Ibrahimovic said that when he came over, is like a lot of other sports, it's pay to play. And you got to come from a pretty well-off family to really go into these travel leagues or get into the best academies that the United States offer. But it doesn't compare to the European academies. You're getting, the best coaches. And whereas, say, maybe 10 years ago, our best players for the U.S. men's national team were really just like Army brats that were born over in Germany and kind of fell in love and had that system. But they're, split citizenship or nationality, whatever you want to call it, and, would come over and play for the United States. So they are two different worlds. You do see, though, some of the MLS academies are really started to take off. Like Philadelphia is really having a ton of success, especially with the Aronson brothers. FC Dallas has always been solid. Inter Miami's, our first team isn't that great, but Inter Miami's academy is, I'd probably put them in top 5 of the MLS right now. So I'm just trying to hold on for a few more years till those kids grow up and can come play professionally. But yeah, it's just a different ball game, And
Jay, there's one thing you said that, man, I've said for a long time, and I used to I used to tell guys all the time the reason why, and a lot of folks say, "Why you don't think?" I said, because in other countries, man, kids play soccer to live. There's a real difference in that hunger when everybody that's playing, it's orange slices and moms are picking everybody up in the Escalade truck. We're going to, you playing with a rock or a ball, where you live at. It's a lot different. And until we're never going to have, and this is one thing that's going to hurt America, is that you're never going to have your absolute best athletes in the country playing soccer, right? So you're not going to have your Allen Iverson being a soccer player, because if you did, we'd been in a different place, right? So in London, their Allen Iversons are playing soccer. Yeah, they're playing rugby second, and then they're playing cricket if they're a little bit off in the head, right? So so this is what you have in London, right? So you're going to be a footballer first. You're going to do some rugby if you're too big for that, and if you walk sideways in the streets, you're playing cricket. So
and you're exactly right.
So it's going to be hard. It's always going to be hard to compete.
What if we had LeBron in net, right?
Yeah.
What if we had Chris Johnson, in his prime as a forward, and Chris Paul as a number 10, setting up the team and pulling the strings? I mean, I agree with you. But the problem is, right, and we were speaking about this a little bit earlier, I think, is the salary cap situation.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
And every MLS team gets 3 DPs. You can basically pay them as much as you want, but the rest of them has to be under that salary cap of $612,000, right?
Right.
So especially with a lot of our athletes,
you meant for everybody.
Everybody else except those 3 DPs.
Well, you gotta get another
essentially. There's a couple slight workarounds in there, but for the most part, yes. And if you're a kid coming out, especially like so many players in the NBA or NFL, you're not coming out of the best environment. And $612,000 is that's good money for anybody. Right. But when you're looking at some of these, NBA max contract deals or some of these NFL deals, you can get your whole family out of that situation.
Wow.
And I just think that there's a difference to a degree in that aspect, that the MLS will become more attractive and it's like every new CBA the MLS signs, that salary cap starts coming up. Yeah. But you still have some organizations, I'm not going to really call anybody out here, their owners are kind of happy with their little cash cow. They don't want to really invest too much more money into it, bring in some better players. And until that is removed, and it's, I understand we can't make it like the Chinese Super League where they're getting, $200 million over a very short amount of time or whatever. But, let's bump that salary cap up to $15 million a player. Let's see where that gets us. Let's start there.
Relegation. That's how you get rid of it.
Or start relegation, right?
Relegate. Yeah. Oh, you go play in the park. We're bringing somebody else in. Because if an owner doesn't want to win, and I say this for every other sport where they won't do it, right? Because the owners actually own the field that they play on. But if you could do that, it's easy, because you'll find owners that want to win and will do things to win. And the ones that don't want to win, they will just stay, up in the mountains somewhere, because Leicester
that's one of the teams. They're in the mountains.
Yeah. Well, Leicester, like they got in and they don't want to go back. Like they're like, we'll do whatever we got to do to stay here. We'll kidnap kids. We'll do what we have to do. Right.
Yeah. So this, you're talking about Leicester City in was it 2015 coming in with was like 15,000 to 1 odds, and someone was like, screw it, that's the team I love. That's the team I follow. I'm gonna be there. Yeah. Put like 500 down or something, and
he's very rich now.
Yeah, he's happy. On that one. And I'm not a Leicester fan, right? I've already said I'm not Chelsea. Either. I don't think many people were Leicester fans at that moment.
They didn't know who they were.
But you get to watch. We talk about Cinderella stories in March Madness, right? We talk about the dark horse and the playoffs, but like you get to watch arguably one of the greatest stories in sports ever get told out, and you see people and like most recently when Brentford got promoted last season, and they're all singing "Hey Jude," the entire stadium in unison. and cameras on them, and they're bawling their eyes out,
crying.
Like, the passion
they
is
live this.
unmatched. Yes,
They live this.
the passion that I've seen in the sport of soccer, football, fuchi ball, wherever you are in the world, it doesn't match the level of passion that I've ever had for an NFL team. I've seen people cry if their team gets knocked out or whatever in the tough times, and man, like these people live for these sports teams in Europe, and it is the end all be all. Tom Brady is a superstar, an all-star in America. Leo Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo are gods walking among mortals.
Yes, sir.
They can't even go out to eat. Places get flooded.
Never. In the whole world. Like, everybody knows them.
Anywhere.
You're right. I've seen in football in Europe, Spain, they cry every game. It's not like you cry for the playoffs. You cry if you win a game, you cry if you, and it's every match.
Yeah. I say football is not, or soccer rather. I'm sorry, I'm gonna try and say soccer just to.
No, we understand it's football. Yes,
but for the listeners though, but
for the listeners,
soccer,
yes, go ahead.
Soccer is not about the winning. It's not about the cups, the shields, the titles you win. Soccer is about the suffering. Yeah. And the suffering with the brothers and sisters to your left and your right that you're at every game with, the team that you've been following since you were a little kid. And through that suffering is what makes the winning so enjoyable and so magical and so hard to describe if you're not already in love with it. Like you watch enough of it, you're going to get hooked.
And listen, it's 90 minutes of running straight up and down. So fans also identify with the how much guys exert in a match, because most fans have played a little bit with their kids, because that's the sport out there, right? So you see, and kids play damn near as long as adults. So 90 minutes back and forth. You get a halftime, get some stoppage time, but you're looking. There's no load managing. Like, it is what it is, man.
No. They're running like 12 kilometers a game. And I'm, we don't really like the metric system over here, but we did put a man on the moon, so whatever. But I mean, I don't know what that comes out to. Probably 7-8 miles a game.
Mbappe.
A game. And then in the 80th minute, they're still able to burn whoever they want. Like, they are the most physically prime. I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky. So I grew up watching the Derby, the best horses in the world. And they are just spectacles, right? Like, just spectacles. And you see something, not everybody, but like you mentioned Mbappe, right? And, he will be undeniably the best in the world in another few years, right? But the speed, he's just a physical specimen.
He's a mess, man.
Now, I don't know how you train for that. Some people are just born with that gift,
Let me jump in here, Jay. So, Inter Miami, the team, what for this year, the 2023 year, who's the pretenders and who's the contenders for MLS this year before we get out of here?
Of the entire league, or
of the entire league? Yeah. Who's the contenders? Who you got?
Contender wise, I mean, I think LAFC is going to be up there. This is going to pain me and probably piss off some of our listeners. I'm hoping Toronto is better this year. They did get two really good Italians coming off that Euro winning squad with them, but we're probably in the East, which is where Inter Miami plays. Philadelphia looks really stacked. Nashville's always tough. Pretenders, it's Orlando City, man. That's a joke of an organization. That's our rivals. That's our little brothers. Miami, preseason hasn't gone great.
That's fire, little brother.
Yeah, preseason hasn't gone great for us. Some people have us in the top 4, top 5. We lost our 10, who basically pulls the string and connects everything on the field. So it'll be a little tough to replace that. We're still trying to see who can step up, but we do have the probably most feared attacking duo in the league with the 2019 MLS MVP and Josef Martinez coming over from Atlanta. He's Venezuelan, so this is kind of natural for him. Come down to a very, Latin area of the United States, close to his family, and also Leo Campana, who's from Ecuador. And I mean, honestly, I think they could bang in 30 goals together this season. West Coast wise, I'm going to go with, again, LAFC. I think Austin is a prime example of how an expansion team should be structured. It pains me and it hurts me who would have thought Matthew McConaughey would be a better owner of a soccer club than David Beckham? But my God, they've done phenomenal things. And that's probably who I'm watching. Pretenders. I mean, I don't know. I feel like Salt Lake might fall out. Vancouver's kind of always a joke, but you never know. It's the MLS. I always say any team can win on any given Saturday or Sunday, right?
You better start wearing a vest, Jay, because they're going to take
you
shots. You
never know. I'm used to it, man.
You throwing them out there, boy, they're going to come back to get you now.
I'll call the whole league. I've been taking shit for 4 years now. It's all right. I've been right a whole lot of times. I've been wrong probably more. So it's all right.
It's all good. It's all good, man.
Listen, Jay, thank you so much for coming through, man, and talking soccer with us, man. I appreciate it so much, man. I'm gonna give you some applause here. Yeah, if I can pull them up right there. Yeah,
we'll talk, man. I'll let you know who my people are over there. All right.
Yeah. Let me know. I follow everything very closely, and hey, sometime in the future, I hope we do this again, guys. But
no, I absolutely going to ask you to come back on. We'll talk a little bit more MLS. Excuse me. I corrected myself.
We can chop it up over NFL, college ball. We can talk now.
What's the NFL team?
Well, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, man. I grew up watching the Colts and the Bengals. So I don't know, like. That's all I grew up watching. If I was in someone, I'm gonna pick the Bengals.
Right there. Yeah, Ohio. Yep.
Yeah.
So you got a Steeler fan and you got a Raven fan on here. So
hey, I got nothing but love for Lamar. I went to FSU. I fly home for all the FSU Louisville games. I flew back with all my Louisville friends, and I watched Lamar smack us like 62-10.
Yeah,
so,
he was bad.
Big shout out. I hope Baltimore and Lamar can work something out, but.
Yeah,
I'm sure they will.
If not,
same here, Jay. Like I said, I'm in the South Florida area, man. We gotta catch an Inter Miami game, man. So we'll hook up. We'll talk.
Anytime.
No doubt, brother. He's Jay Kington, everybody. Thank you so much, Jay, for coming through. Appreciate you, bro. We're gonna give him some more applause. Jay, we'll be talking.
Good, boys.
Much.
Take care, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Hey, man, that was a dope interview with Jay. He is of the Inter Miami podcast for the football team down in South Florida in the Miami area for Inter Miami. Had a great time talking soccer and just enjoyed it, man. Really good insight about, soccer and also European soccer and international soccer and just some really good insight, man. I'm glad to have him on. And like I said, he'll be back to talk some more soccer. So Mike Mills, what's up, brother? How are you, sir? Mike Mills is with us. Mike Mills got the Twitch account going for us.
No Twitch tonight. We having technical issues.
Okay, well, D-Dub is having technical issues. D-Dub is trying to get with us. I know what we ain't having technical issues. Let me put this on here right now. No, not that. No, that's not us. This is us. Right here. Support us. That QR code right there. Support us. The Sports Chasers podcast right there. I'm pretty sure you can probably see it on all of our social media as I put it up there. Thank you for everybody donating. If you like what this show is doing, absolutely support us, man. And we appreciate each and every dime, dollar, penny that you throw our way. Thank you so much. We're trying to do some things when it comes to sports media and the world of sports, man. So let me go to a hot topic issue. Now that we talked about soccer, let's go back to the NFL. The NFL currently crowned its champions this past Sunday with the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl. I don't know what that means, DA.
Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. We'll talk. The Chiefs won the Super Bowl. Chiefs had their victory party, their Super Bowl parade on yesterday. Saw some funny things out there. They was actually cheering Patrick Mahomes as he came out the bathroom yesterday. I thought that was a funny portion. Kelsey, I think he's going to be doing wrestling after this because he loves saying some of the wrestling things. But we want to talk about some real issues as far as why does Eric Bienemy still doesn't have a job? Reports, it looks like it's coming out as I was coming home this afternoon. Looks like Washington's OC offensive coordinator job is open. talks to him might be looking at the job. I'll start off with DA. Why does Eric Bienemy doesn't have a job right now? What's going on with that?
I've got no idea.
You got an idea.
No, I don't. I do, but I don't, because the reality is that what I'm hearing is doesn't make sense. You know, I'm hearing, he doesn't interview well. Listen, man, this is pro football. They're giving jobs out to dudes because he worked in a diner like I did. You know, that's the coach in Carolina. So, yeah, I worked in a diner too, and Matt Rule made French fries, so he's my coach. What the fuck? What? You can't have that, right? So I don't know what the issue is, right?
You know what the issue is.
But see, my thing is, he's been black, and he's got a great job. Mm-hmm. He's been with Andy Reid, and he's been in the last 5 Super Bowls 3 times. Like, dude, now, right? So we're gonna say now that, and I hate this insider shit, that the insiders say, oh well, he doesn't really call the offense. Then why you call him offensive coordinator? Right? Andy Reid calls all the plays. Andy Reid didn't say he called all the plays. He called Bienemy the offensive coordinator. So I don't know if he does or doesn't. I don't know if it's an inside joke where he doesn't really do offense, or, you know, I don't know. But based on his resume, why would you give 2 coordinators that lost the Super Bowl a job over a dude that won the Super Bowl? His offense won the Super Bowl, right? The other offense lost the Super Bowl. And then the other years, there was some other stuff like, oh, well, he can't leave because they're in the Super Bowl, or he can't go interview. And dudes go interview on the weekend. The week that they're not playing, they get on the plane and go interview. So I don't know what the cat's done. I don't know if it's something. I did hear something today that someone said a very long time ago, and I know it happened when he was in Colorado. There was some shit that went down. That was a little funny business. But the reality is that was almost 30, 40
What
years
does that got to do with today, though? Yeah,
I don't know. I'm trying to come up with a reason as to why this bullshit continues to happen.
You don't know.
To this end. Right?
I mean,
because he's never even got the chance. Like, look, there's a lot of black coaches that I think have been fired unfairly, not given the opportunity to win. You know, all the rest of that stuff. They got head coaching jobs.
Right, they got the
This MF has never gotten a job, and he's got the rings.
Mm-hmm. He got the cosign. He got the coaching tree.
Yeah,
so all the pedigree stuff he got.
Maybe,
so what else
maybe
could it
Andy
be?
Reid is not giving him the cosign. I don't know. But I would go, listen, for me, I would say jump. I would go work with with God Daddy Mr. Rivera. Do 2 years there, bring that team, that offense up. And then if nothing happens, I'm going to court and I'm suing somebody, man.
So I gotta revive the dead to get a job.
No, you go. You're right, Michael. It's your turn. I'm be quiet, but you all right.
Go ahead, Mike.
All right. So as we alluded to, and as the calendar alludes to, that is the reason why this man cannot find a job. They got to be it. They got a top 10 offense every year, top 5. They win the Super Bowl. They've been to the conference championship almost every year since the quarterback been in place. So what else could it be? DA saying he got to bring the dead back to life. Like, I don't understand it. I don't. That's the only thing it could be. Unless he killed somebody and they know where the bones are buried. But that's it. Other than that, there should be no other reason this man don't have a job yet.
We'll go to Dan, and I'll give my thoughts.
I don't get it either, but I will say the unfortunate part is a lot of times the teams that have the openings are the dog shit teams. And if you have that pedigree, maybe it's a situation where he doesn't want to go to some of these teams. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen in the last few years that people got set up for failure. So, I mean, I don't know. I think he's a good coach, and I don't think he needs to go anywhere else to prove what kind of coach he is. I mean,
I don't either, but he's going to have to.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I have no idea. Like,
And Dan, I do. With that, what you said right there, and I'll let you go, Kev. But this is something that I've seen in regular life, right? So guys will, and I'm not saying he did it, but I'm pretty sure it happened once or twice, where he turned down the team because it was a dog shit job, right? And then people catch an attitude, and then they this guy don't think he's too good for the job, and because I've seen people do that in regular life, I can't go there. I can't go work for that company. I can't do it. And then people think, you think he's too good. Now, because there were some dog shit teams in the league that you don't want to coach. Because they're not, nothing's going to happen. You're going to go there, you're not going to get any help. No one's going to, they're not going to draft anybody. The pedigree of the team as a professional organization. And, I can see that happening. But I know that didn't happen all of the damn times. You know what I'm saying? It didn't happen every damn year because, he was winning. He took Alex Smith. They went to the playoffs, when Alex Smith was the quarterback right before they put Mahomes in. And Bienemy was then there. He was there then. So as the OC, not running backs coach, he wasn't the wide receivers coach. And I think me, D, and Kev talked about that today. How the hell you got the damn special teams coach, punting coach, getting a job before OC, right? Joe Judge was like the special teams kicking back. What?
I think let me jump in here. I think that's what one of the issues I have. It's like you jump in the line. How are you the running back coach or the special teams coach, and you jump from that to the head coach? It's like you skipped a couple of steps, right? If you're saying that, hey, I got to go through this amount of steps to get said job, right? And then I do that. And then you have somebody else comes through and he skips from spot 1 to all the way to spot 5. And I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How's that right? How's that fair? Now, people say, well, fair is what you pay to get on the New York City Transit City. Whatever. But what's the right thing to do? Joe Judge should have never been hired. And I'm a Giant fan. He sucked. He's had no business. He was way over his skis. Period. D-Dub is with us. Go ahead.
What's up, fellas? This Eric Bienemy issue. Listen, I don't believe it's. I heard Mike. I don't believe it's the black white thing.
Shit. Never mind.
I'm just going to tell it straight up. I don't think it's the black white thing. I think it's got something else. It's something else here because let me just pull up Mr. Bienemy's track record under the Chiefs offense under offensive coordinator Eric Bienemy. Points per game 29.2, ranked first in the NFL. Total yards 413.6 yards, first in the NFL. Yards per play 6.4, first in the NFL. Third down percentage 48%, second in the NFL.
All right.
Red zone touchdown percentages 69.4, second in the NFL.
Well,
so when we go by stats, we say, hey, this is the body of work. This guy deserves X, Y, and Z. He not deserve. He earned that.
Made the congregation say, amen.
He earned it, right? When you do your job, you earn it. When you do certain things to get a position, you have earned your right to get that position. Now, Eric Bienemy, I think now I'm going to go with I'm hearing that this is a relationship problem. He has a relationship problem with Hall of Fame quarterback Patrick Mahomes. Has a problem with Mr. Kelsey. All right. Now, so we got these issues. Now, then you turn around. Hold on, D. Then we turn around. Then we got the head coach who's promotes him every time. Every time he gets out, this man who is white promotes this guy
like a pimp.
Okay, so there is something else other than race that I believe that this guy either pissed somebody off. There's something else that nobody will know. Now he has it again. Now he wants a head coaching job. If that's what we think. This is what we think, that he wants a head coaching job, right? But he's interviewing just 2 hours ago, CBS Sports. He's interviewed with the Washington Commanders for their OC spot. Did you just say that?
I just said that prior to you coming on. Yes.
Okay.
So
To
what's
meet
the point of
again
the lateral
Friday.
move?
Go ahead,
So
Dan.
I don't know what the hell is what the problem is.
What's the point of a lateral move? What's the point of that?
Exactly.
Why the fuck am I going to go to Washington when I can go to the Super Bowl every year?
Yeah,
That's just dumb as shit.
I don't understand that.
But I think that if we say this, right, so first and foremost, the relationship thing, Darryl put me up on earlier in the week with Mahomes and Kelsey. Whatever, you ain't got to like everybody you work with.
That's fact.
It sure enough works. Whatever they do, it sure enough works. But my thing with going to Washington is this: maybe, just maybe, he's not getting the credit for what he's doing because he is with Mahomes and Kelsey and Reed now. So it looks like, them instead of him. And I'll give you an example with my Niners, right? Dudes say, oh, well, Jimmy G was. I said, no. I said, Shanahan will build a team that any quarterback can go in and win it, period. That's the team. So it wasn't Jimmy G, because you saw with Purdy, it was just the structure of the team and how we do things. It will give a quarterback success. Will help a quarterback to be successful. That's what I'll say, right? So maybe he wants to be in the system where he builds the system and gets all the credit for what happens. And then maybe he thinks after that point he can move to be a head coach. Because it's not happening where he's at. So I guess he's figured I got to go somewhere else.
Indeed. Here's the next thing, too. Philadelphia coming off losing Super Bowl had both their offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators hired like that.
Make no sense. As head coach,
I wonder why.
So I don't get it. I don't understand it.
No. We all know. We know. We know.
Oh, okay, I'm going to say there's a percentage, but I can't prove it. All right, I can't prove it, so I'm not going to jump out. I can have my opinions about it. Fine, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But this man, he has enough cachet in the game to be a head coach. This
is why Michael sounds like he's that's why Michael sounds like he's a prophet, because they're really we're trying as older men to look at the totality.
The totality of it. Absolutely.
I look at the factors.
No, you're right, Michael. Listen, listen what I'm saying.
Look at the success.
I'm with you. I'm just saying, as an older guy, what we try to do is look at the entire end to end and say, well,
okay, D. This is
what I think he's 50% right though. So that's
here's the other thing, right? And we talked about this early in the week. What is, and I think you might have prior to me getting on. Do you call the plays or not?
Matt Patricia's the offensive coordinator in New England.
Yeah, I know. That's why you're right.
Stop playing with me.
Do you call the plays or not?
No, you shot me, Mike. Mike, you shot me.
Stop fighting yourself. Stop fighting.
Do you call the plays or not?
Damn.
And everybody knows in that circle. They see, and this is the thing. This NFL circle is like the mean girls club. And Kev, I said that to you earlier this week.
Yes.
This is a high school cliquish thing. These guys know one another. That's why I say it's relationship things. These people know all of them know each other, and they play this dirty game. Look, Rex Ryan's 60 years old is getting an opportunity.
Oh yeah. Because
with the Denver Broncos, or he interviewed.
Sean Payton
I don't know
boy.
if he took it yet or not.
What'd you say,
Sean
DA?
Payton boy. He's Sean Payton's boy. That's what he is, and they said it.
What's that goal? Relationship, right? I'm
But,
just saying.
so my thing is this, right? So if that's where we playing this game, right?
They playing it like that. It's not. They playing it. Stop playing. They playing it like it.
I'm going to get my I told y'all I'm gonna get I'm working on it already. Started to pull some of it, the last names of all the assistant coaches in the NFL, and I'm already telling you, there are 4 and 5s of last names in the NFL right now.
Of course,
coaching teams.
Of course,
like from different levels of coaching, like like assistants to OCs to scouting coordinators. Like there'll be one last name going like, God damn, how many Schottenheimers are there? What the fuck? Like
exactly.
like, God damn, how many kids did Marty have? But it's God bless him. But it's yeah. I hope
listen.
I guess I just hope it's not that. Mike.
It is that. There's no other way. So even if it's relationships, Andy Reid parades him out. Hey, this is my boy. He coaches the offense. He's the offensive coordinator. Well, no matter what he does, even if he don't call the plays, we don't know that, right?
I don't think it can't be relationships like that.
Right.
But
Andy
only
Reid
don't
be
know.
putting them on. Andy Reid
every
out here
only
backing
don't
them
know.
up.
Hey,
So
Andy been promoting him for the last 2 years, bro. So his relationship, Andy must not have no pull. I'm just saying.
Andy don't got no pull.
He don't got no pull.
Whatever this game could be then, because they succeed, they win. It's not like they out here these moral victories. They winning. They have hardware. They have evidence. This is not. Oh yeah, their offense look good. Like look, they went from number 10 to 7 this year. No, they're winning. So what else could it be? There's nothing else it could be.
And they did all that after they got rid of Tyreek.
Yeah, man.
And they were using like fourth and fifth, depth chart receivers because everybody was hurt, and they still won the damn Super Bowl.
This is a rebuild year.
Looking good. They got Juju out there looking good.
Yeah, TikTok boy out there.
Yeah, he quit that shit. Look what happened. He won a Super Bowl.
TikTok boy.
Figure that out.
Hey, Mike, that was funny though.
Listen,
dumbass.
It's nothing else it could be. It's nothing else it could be.
What?
Let me go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, Mike, again, listen, you're. I think to me, and this is my opinion. I think you're partially or a little bit right, but then at the same time, D'Amico Ryan's fresh out, got a job.
And he went where?
Yo, listen, you take what you take. That's what it is.
I'm talking about it. I'm not talking about their rank, but where did he go?
Yeah, he went to Texas.
You don't know where I'm going. He went to Texas, right?
Yeah, he went to the Texans.
To the last 2 people that went out there that him, that overachieved.
Nothing.
Hey.
They fired him.
They got rid of him for overachieving. What do you mean you want to win games? Woo, out of here. Is that not what happened?
Wow. Yeah.
To the last 2 guys that look just like him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Jim Caldwell's back.
He got
Jim Caldwell's back. What you want?
Jim Caldwell did, I believe, with Carolina now. Let me get the angry here. Let me get the angry. The angry ones with us. E, what's good, brother?
What's up, bro?
Salute, fellas. What's y'all? What's good, man? Sports Stations family. Pardon my lateness, man. But I'm here, man.
Ain't nothing good. Ain't nothing good. You just go ahead and
let's
Kev, set it up. Set it up, Kev.
So, and we got to move on after
this. Spike, baby.
Yeah, we can stay right here. I don't want to go nowhere.
You gotta eat, man.
Are y'all gonna let me moderate, or y'all gonna moderate? I was about to say.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna let E have his piece. E, we're talking about Eric Bienemy not having a gig.
Stephen A. Smith.
Not having a gig.
He just came out with his Stephen A. Smith.
Hold on. Did he get fired? Peace and love, B-Lack. I see you in the comments, baby. You know it. Did Eric Bienemy get fired from Kansas City?
No, he's still employed them.
So he still got a job. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we talking about this seemed like this seemingly ring every year with Eric Bienemy, or he's not coaching?
Mhm.
Is that what we doing?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
this
That's
is
what
the,
Yo,
this is
man.
the third. Is this the third year? I think this is the third year in a row.
that's the third year.
Third or
Correct.
fourth year, man. Yo, man. This is the get along gang in the NFL, man. Just like Daryl said earlier, it's a lot to do with relationships. Point blank. Period. I heard y'all talk about D'Amico Ryans going to Houston. Well, why did he get that job? He played there. Chances are he probably wouldn't have been offered that job. He probably would have been interviewed, but maybe not offered. I don't know. But on the side, we also have Brian Flores, who could have possibly been Arizona's next head coach, but he said, "Nah, I got a gut feeling that I don't want to go there." So he's in Minnesota as a defensive coordinator. So look, I'm gonna pull one of DA's moves right here and just say, let history tell the story. We don't know why this man don't have a job. We can kind of scratch our head and kind of speculate on a whole lot of shit. You feel me? But yo, man, we real journalism up here, man. So we ain't gonna do that Mickey Mouse shit that they do on the other networks. And we say, hey, man, we just gonna follow this story, see where it leads. You know, everybody has their opinions, of course, but I ain't gonna jump out there like that, man. Yeah, I've been saying this shit for the longest, man. Like, why is Eric Bienemy still in Kansas City? And you know, I had my 1, 2, 3 different opinions. Well, maybe he's waiting for Andy Reid to, you know, hand it over. But yet I hear sources have indicated that there's some chinks in the armor there in Kansas City. Who knows? I don't know. That could be fool's gold. Who knows? You know. So,
and let me just say one thing, E. And guys, listen. The New England Patriots had Josh McDaniels and Matt Patricia. That's correct. Both of them was on opposite sides of the ball. And as soon as they win chips, they was able to get jobs like that. So, Mike, to your point, I feel what you're saying.
But understandably so, neither one of those clowns won any games.
Absolutely. And
I just, all I want to say is,
but then
I'm just
saying,
saying.
It look like a rat and it smell like a rat. God damn it, it's a rat, and that's it.
Correct. And then to your point, yeah, neither one of them won, but it's not to me, it's not about that. It's about the opportunity. They got the opportunity.
And let me, on the converse side, and we out on this, Kev.
Yeah.
We in America, football team's a company. You own a company. No one can tell you who to hire.
Facts.
You're going to hire who you want to hire. And we can talk about that later on another day because we got to move into something else. But that is also a fact. And
you can't get around that.
Yeah, we don't want affirmative action for the job.
Absolutely not.
We just want the job. We want to fairly get the job and be the best candidate. And if we are that and you don't hire us, then you'll just lose. That's it, period. You won't
that's
do
it.
Shit because that's it. But the reality is, listen, I can't tell a billionaire what to do with their fucking money.
You can't tell nobody who owns something. And this is the thing. If you own something, you don't want nobody else telling you what to do with your company or said brand or whatever.
But to properly end this segment, I will say, no, we can't tell them what to do, but we sure can to tell each other what to do with our money.
Vote with your dollars. Vote with your dollars, people.
Vote with your dollars. I'm glad E said that. E, you probably have not been on since we did that. Since vote with your dollars, why don't you support us with your dollars with this right there? Up in the left-hand corner, you'll see the Sports Chasers QR code, and you got it down there at the bottom of the screen. It says support us, man. So you feel in your whole heart of hearts that, hey, you love this show, you like what the direction is going in, and you love what we do. Hey, support us, man. Hey,
support.
Get this phone out. Hey, scan that QR code and love on us, man. So we appreciate those that let me get myself back up here that have supported us and we appreciate, man. Hey, spirit of conversation. I'm with D-Dub and E. We'll never know.
never gonna
Until history tells the story of, guys come out with a 30 for 30 or 40 for 40 of what happened back when and all that. And we will see, because somebody always talk.
Yeah.
And that's
we're
known.
Sports Chasers gonna do the 60 for 60. That's all. We'll do it. 60 for 60, 60 minutes.
I was right about Fizdale. I was right about your other boy. I'm always right, and y'all know it.
Hey, we're gonna do the 60 for 60 Fizdale with Mike Millie.
Mike Mills wrong. Yeah, I know.
Mike Millie,
right
60 for 60.
I'm right about Fizdale. I'm right about this. I'm always right.
Listen, for those that are new to the show, Mike Mills really has a lot of love for David Fizdale, the former Miami.
He's a fraud. The man said, "I'm gonna use Chandler Paul like LeBron James." Like, stop it! I don't want nothing else.
Mike Millie is our NBA correspondent and NCAA.
Grizzlies.
Well, right now, Mike is going to talk NCAA basketball. Mike, you got the floor. NCAA basketball. What's going on with college basketball?
Well, guys, it's getting closer to tournament time. So I'm going to go ahead and read the teams of the top 25, and I'm going to read the last four in, and the first four out for you guys this evening. So Purdue stumbled last week, dropped 2 spots. So they're down to number 3, but Alabama is number 1. Number 2 is Houston Cougars. The Houston Cougars in that defense. Number 3 is Purdue, as I aforementioned before. Number 4, we got UCLA. Number 5, we got Kansas. Number 6, we got Texas. Number 7, Virginia. 8, Arizona. Number 9, we got Baylor. Number 10, we got Tennessee. 11, we got Marquette. 12, we got Kansas State. 13, we got Gonzaga, which is interesting. Gonzaga's real middle of the pack this year. So I see them going home early because, they don't like to win anyway. Indiana at number 14. We got the University of Miami at 15. Xavier at 16. We got St. Mary's at 17. That's Gonzaga's little brother. That's the only competition in that league. We got Creighton at 18. We got Iowa State at 19. We got UConn, who stumbled a long way this season because they was one of the top. I think they was like number 2 or 3 this season early for a while. We got San Diego State at 21. We have TCU at 22. We have NC State at 23. We have Providence at 24. And we have FAU at 25. So the beginning of the season.
Okay.
Yeah, they holding on. They was getting destroyed the other night, but they holding on.
Yes, they were.
Well, FAU is nice, man. It was number 19 in the country at one point, and I think they lost a couple games. So shout out
to the Owls in the Florida
FAU Owls.
FAU University, yes, Owls.
They're a pretty good team
in the Boca Raton area.
Mike. I was gonna say, didn't Bama lose to?
Yeah, they lost last night. Tennessee.
Yeah, these are the most recent rankings. So at the end of the week, they can go ahead and fix that. So yeah,
nobody wants the number 1.
Yeah, Purdue had it for the longest. UConn was up there early, and then Purdue lost that game. I mean, but you knew it was coming with Purdue. Just the way they built, they real big and slow. They're a real top heavy team. So they're gonna exploit that dispositionless basketball. I mean, Zach Edey's still like player of the year, but they're gonna have to go ahead and take that L for right now, regroup, figure it out for the tournament time.
What do you got for UNC? VLAC says UNC better figure out something. One of the worst shooting teams in the country across the board. This could be the first year UNC, Duke, and Kentucky miss the tournament. Thoughts, Mike Millie?
See, actually looking at my ESPN bubble, ESPN has the last 4 teams in. To me, I really think it just depends on what they're going to do in the ACC tournament, because that'll give them that 1 or 2 that'll really fix their chances. But on the floor wise, they're gonna have to do something. They
can't shoot though.
I mean, they don't have Brady Manic no more, so that messes up stretching the floor, of course. But they just gonna have to draw something up. That's what coaching is, right?
Well, Hubert, yeah.
They loved Hubie last year. Now look at him; they're ready to chase him
out. Yeah.
See, I knew.
Honeymoon's over.
Said this.
Honeymoon's over.
A long time ago, he said he was going to stay being the assistant until his son got there to play, because it's like automatic when his son get there. So I guess we'll see, man. I don't say he's a bad coach, but I just don't think they have any shooting. And it's just weird because like it seemed like everything is switched because the SEC is a football conference.
Right. And this year, a lot of teams
they are the best basketball conference in the country this year. By far. Like, and the ACC has like 35 teams.
But you know why it's like that now? Because they destroyed the Big East. So now they ain't got no choice.
Well, hey. You know, but they but there's still like not a lot of kids from back home going to SEC teams. Like they're still going to ACC, you know, because there's a cat from my old school going to North Carolina next year. So
see, a lot of them teams in the SEC though, they're old teams as well though. They're not getting too many. They're getting high recruits, but they're not getting too many. One it does. Most of them guys are staying for a minute.
Yeah, that's
like on Alabama. I think Quinterly's still there. Like Quinterly went to Villanova, transferred out.
Yeah,
he been there forever. He ain't going nowhere. He got it the way he wanted to be. So that's the thing with college. A lot of these teams stick together and it's over.
I think Kevin and I said this years ago. Like we believe a team of seniors will beat a team of one and done every year. Every year. You're talking about grown men against kids, you know, physically. But I'm with you, Mike, because I don't think that it's changing. I know that, and I haven't watched as much, so I'm sorry. But I am watching now more. There are not as many one and dones anymore because the NBA has set up a system where if you're that good, you don't have to go. You don't have to go to college. You just go G League, get that 2-way contract, and you know you do what you do, or you go overseas and play. So like LaMelo's father, you know, and even Ben Simmons and those cats that left America and went and played, you know, pro ball overseas and then came back. That's helped them be better players. So like the college game is going to be 3-4 year players, like for sure, coming up. Because if you're a one and done, you got no reason to go to college. So at least in basketball, you got no reason to go.
Anything else, Mike Mills, on the NCAA basketball?
We give you the bubble ad real quick. The last 4 teams that they have in are Mississippi State, which is another SEC school. They got Carolina, New Mexico, Clemson is the last one in. And the first 4 they got out are Kentucky, USC, and West. Wow. That's a tough bubble. That's a lot of big names. But then you can always skip this by winning your conference tournament. So conference tournament is gonna come in. Hey, you can do that. It's the easiest way to do it. You win your conference tournament, that's an automatic bid. Whether it's a good bid or a bad bid, it's a bid. All you need is a chance.
Dan, you had something?
No, I was just going to comment on Vlac's Tar Heels that he so loves. All I know is when it comes ACC tournament time, if they play Pitt, we've owned them all year. They will be going out early.
Sounds like a wager to me, Vlac.
Shots fired, you.
Sounds like a wager to me. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah, sounds like that to me, boy. We don't need no pods in the face, so
no.
New.
Shout out, not a variety show, huh?
Yeah,
no. My man DP can't do it now. I love him. I watch him every day, but I cannot do that shit.
Moving on, Dan with hockey. Go ahead, Dan. Dan's got hockey in the NHL.
Yeah. Poor Lackey. So, like with the rankings, it's pretty steady. The teams looking at this list, and like any list that they do, after you get to about 9 or 10, the other 6 or so teams, you could probably just swap around in rankings. Because looking at this list, I'm trying to think of what was the NHL.com's list, power rankings. But obviously, Boston is still the powerhouse. They're 48-5.
Jesus.
They tied an NHL record for the fastest to 40 wins.
They keep smoking, boy.
In 53 games. They tied the 15-16 Caps for that record. And I don't see them slowing down.
No.
Number 2 is the Hurricanes. They're 35-10-8. They're, 7 points, I think, behind Boston. I don't know that anybody's catching Boston. And then we got the Devils in 3rd, then the Lightning. And then the surprise here is the Rangers bumped up to the 5th spot.
They're rolling, baby.
They're 14 and I think 8. And this is even before they got Tarasenko. They've been just lights out. I want to say I heard a stat where they were like 24-4 and something over 24 and something over the last 28
since
games.
January, Dan. Since January,
Yeah.
January the 1st, the Rangers are 12-2-2.
I was going to say
for
the
the best
13
record in
in the last
NHL.
17.
Yes, sir.
And now they got Tarasenko. So that's what they needed. They needed somebody to put the puck in the net. You know, they got Zibanejad scores, but he makes. You got Panarin, kind of the same thing. They just needed someone that was a straight goal scorer, someone they could put on the power play, and they know if they pass it to him, he's not going to try to pass. He's going to fire the puck. And hell, it was 3 minutes into the first game, and he already scored. So, like I told you guys before, that the Rangers are one of the scary teams in the East. Because they get on a roll. They went in a little funk there, but like you said, they've been playing real good hockey as of late, and they're gonna be hard to deal with. One, they got this really good defenseman, with Fox, and then you got Shesterkin in the net. Every once in a while in the Blue Moon, that guy has a bad game. Other than that, he's lights out. And then 6, we got the Leafs. 7, we got the Stars. 8 is the Jets. 9 is the Vegas Knights. The only problem with them is this will be a team to kind of watch over the next little bit because their rookie goalie, Thompson, has a lower body injury. He's going to be out for a little bit. And I think it's Aiden Hill and Brissett or something like that is their goalies now. So we'll have to kind of see whether or not they can hang around, around 500 until he gets back, or if they're going to have to make a move to get a goalie. And then number 10, we got the Oilers. And then, between 10 and 16, this is where the kind of the list I don't kind of agree with. But you got the Oilers. They're 30, 18, and 7.
Not bad.
McDavid's sitting on 99 points in 53 games. He's got 42 goals and 57 assists.
What the hell is that about?
Wow.
Second place is Draisaitl. He's his teammate. He's got 80 points, 31 and 49. He's, I think, -1, and McDavid's +5. So that kind of tells you all those points, a lot of them on the power play, and they be on the ice just as much as they score as when they give up goals. They went out and got Jack. They went out and got Jack Campbell. Kind of try to solve the goaltending issue. Their problem is their defense is woeful. Yeah. They need help. And what I was going to talk about a little bit is the trade deadline coming up, but they're going to be looking for a puck-moving defenseman. We'll get into that in a little bit. And then after that, you got the Kings, Avs, Kraken, the Penguins, the Wild, and the Flame. They got the Kraken at 13. I think Kraken is probably right up there with Edmonton. I would probably slot them in the 10 slot because they've been playing really well. And then that's kind of like the top 16. Your boys got the Saturday night game, the Stadium Series. At,
yes.
What's the football stadium in NC State?
Carter Finley Stadium.
Carter Finley Stadium, 8 p.m. That'll be on. I'll be watching that from a distinct location.
Right.
But the thing that sucks about this game, and I'll just get into this real quick, is Ovechkin had to take a leave of absence.
Yes.
It was all of a sudden, and it was just, nobody really kind of knew what was going on or the information that was put out. It was just something that he had a family emergency. Well, it turns out, unfortunately, his father passed away.
Father passed, correct.
So, thoughts and prayers out to Mr. Ovechkin and his family and friends and loved ones. I mean, it's going to be different without him at that game.
Right.
But, like I said. And then the upcoming trade deadline's March 3rd. So we got, a little over 2 weeks. And you already seen the Rangers went and got Tarasenko.
Yep.
They may not be done yet. We got, you got Kane, Patrick Kane, and Jonathan Taves of Chicago that are probably going to be dealt at the trade deadline. The problem with Kane is he has 2 teams that he will waive his trade clause for. One was the Rangers, and the other was the
Uh-oh.
Maple Leafs.
Nah, he don't need to go to New York. That's crazy.
I mean, they could probably swing it if Chicago retains the salary or some of it, because I think him and Taves are free agents after this year, so it'd be like a rental,
Okay.
you know. And that might be the something they can get them to get them over the top,
Over the hump.
to get
Yeah.
him to the cup. So we'll see how those play out. And then the other team I kind of heard with Taves was possibly Seattle
Ooh,
trading for
Oh.
him.
that would be
You
good.
know, whether he'll waive his trade clause to go to Seattle,
No.
who knows? But we all know Chicago's just been god awful this year.
Awful. Yes.
So going to a team that's actually winning, and as I think we're sitting right now, in a position to where they're going to be in the playoffs.
Right.
Because so they're like the 5th seed in the West right now. So we'll see how that works out. And then I'm trying to. This was over the past weekend, I think it was, that Arizona Coyotes, Jacob Chikrin, they scratched him for trade reasons, is what the reason for the scratch was. And the word was he was going to go to Los Angeles Kings for a pick and a prospect. And I believe the kid's name was Clark, but LA doesn't want to move him. So this he might not play again until they actually deal him somewhere. And then there's the other guy from Columbus, Vladislav Gorinkov, I think is his name, another young defenseman. They did the same thing with him the other night, sat him for trade reasons. But Boston, I think, might be the front runner to get him to bolster their defense like they need it, but we'll see. And then the real interesting one to me is there's 2 guys in San Jose, which they're struggling this year. I mean, they got 45 points and 17 wins. So they might be shedding some salary because you got Timo Meier and you got Eric Carlson, the defenseman. And like I was talking about with Edmonton, he's a puck-moving defenseman.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's the highest scoring defenseman in the league right now. He's got 18 goals, 55 assists for 73 points.
Damn.
And let me see. I think I have it up here. But like where he's at on the total points, whether it be forward or defenseman, is scary because he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's the 6th leading scorer in the league right now, playing defense.
Wow.
So I mean, and that kind of goes hand in hand with the Norris Trophy. Usually, whoever scores
Wow,
the
there's
most
actually
points.
players in other sports that play offense and defense. Damn.
Yeah, imagine that. And they play every game. He's played every game. He's played 55 games.
Every week I come on this show and y'all still talking about.
And every week you're going to hear me say some shit like that. So keep watching. Keep watching.
Hockey. We're talking about hockey.
Keep watching.
And then, like, the other interesting thing I heard is possibly Mackenzie Weegar, who played for the Panthers last year, that went to Calgary with Huberdeau for the Tkachuk trade, that they might be possibly moving him. So, I mean, that's gonna be he had play like maybe 3/4 of the season and get moved already. I mean, I don't get that, but like Timo Meier, like I think there's a couple teams that are looking at him. I'm sure.
Me too, Lackey.
Toronto.
Me too. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I see that, Lack. But it'll be interesting to see, like, between probably now and March 3rd is when we're going to see a lot of. Like, I'm going to guess that we're not going to see a whole lot of trades on the trade deadline for star players. That might be depth players, draft picks, moving some salary and that kind of thing. Where I think, these next couple weeks, you're going to see teams trying to get ahead of this and get the guys that they want. So, like I was telling Kevin, I said, with Jari having his hip troubles this year and Casey Smith having to play every game, and we got an AHL goalie in Tokarski playing the backup, there's a good chance that we might, poach Thatcher Demko from Vancouver, seeing they're not probably going to win too much more the rest of this year. because I think Vancouver's a team I think is going to sell too. Like Bo Horvat already left. Brock Besser's probably going to get traded. The goalie, Demko, he might get moved. But like I said, these next couple weeks are going to be real interesting. And once that happens and we hit March 3rd, then we can kind of look and see who won the trade deadline, but who also got better and who's going to make that push for the playoffs. But that's what I got for hockey. Any questions?
He is Dan K with hockey.
Good shit, Dan.
Appreciate Dan. As always, usually bringing the heat when it comes to hockey. A lot of interesting things about to go down before the trade deadline goes down in the NHL. Whoop, whoop to, as Dan would say about my New York Rangers. Hopefully Chicago and the Rangers can pull that up. Maybe we can get over the hump with that trade for Kane. But we'll see when it comes to that. Also interesting, too, like you said, Dan, about the Kraken. Looks like they're going for it, trying to get some more,
Well, here's the thing with the Kraken. They're not going crazy.
Right.
Like, obviously, Jonathan Toews isn't the same player he was 5-6 years ago when they were winning cups back-to-back. Same with Patrick Kane. But they're still really good. And, like, the things that Toews can bring Seattle is that guy that doesn't matter where the face-off is, that important face-off late in the game, that that's one of his strengths. He's one of the best face-off guys in the league right now. So that would immensely help their team because, not often does, a face-off determine a game because usually it's the scrum afterward.
Right.
But like you saw the other night with Hedl, he scored right off the face-off. So, you want somebody who can counter that and at least tie that guy up so there is a scrum for the puck. Because as well in the playoffs, the whistle goes away. There's a lot more holding, hacking, grabbing, and you got to fight for every inch. So I think he would really help Seattle.
Gotcha. All right. D-Dub looked like he paired his channel. D-Dub. Hey, shout out to everybody. D-Dub, what channel is that you got paired?
This is Facebook. I was trying to figure it out while I was talking.
Okay. Well,
is it on?
Figure it out. All those that follow D-Dub.
Is it on?
Hey, appreciate y'all. Hey, since y'all following D-Dub real quick, got a plug. I've been plugging all show. Hey, support us. Support the Sports Chasers. There's a QR code in the upper left-hand corner, and I just put one on the center of the screen. If you like what we're doing, see what we're doing, hey, support the Sports Chasers, man. We love you for doing that. Be a penny or a dollar, whatever you can. We appreciate it, man. We got to move along. Real quick. Let's talk about Major League Baseball. Major League Baseball's got some changes coming up. Pitchers and catchers.
Hey, hold on. Can I jump in on baseball real quick before you get to MLB? Because there's something more important happening, man.
Okay, go ahead.
The World
We
Baseball
talking about
Classic.
baseball in February?
Yeah. World Baseball Classic, baby. All right? It's going to be the best baseball you're going to see all year.
There you go.
It is the world. It is the world champion. Yeah, it don't matter if you don't love baseball. But if you love baseball, this shit matters.
It matters.
All right? So I'm going to give it real quick and I'm going to be out. So Pool A, Chinese Taipei, Netherlands, Cuba, Italy, and the qualifier team. Cuba's always been great in baseball, and believe it or not, the Netherlands and Chinese Taipei are not to be messed with. Like, they're not like poo-poo away, but I take Cuba coming out of Pool A. Pool B would be Japan, Korea, Australia, China, and a qualifier team, and I would go with the top two, which would be Japan and Korea coming out of Pool B. Pool C, the USA, Mexico, Colombia, Canada, qualifier team. USA always gets an easy pool, so I guess them in Mexico will probably come out of that pool. Pool D, which like in football in Europe, this is the pool of death. Puerto Rico, Venezuela, Dominican Republic, I don't know why Israel's there, and the qualifier team.
They're going to get smoked.
So,
gonna be
somebody there,
they in that pool, that Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. Please, man, they ain't got a chance over there. Stop. I'm gonna just tell you straight up.
They should have put them in Pool C with America. So, but I don't know who's going to be it's going to be all between Puerto Rico, Venezuela, and Dominican Republic. I get
hell
DR
yeah.
coming out because if you look at the DR roster, it is an MLB All-Star team, point blank,
All
period.
day.
And but like I said, believe it or not, I know dudes don't watch it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But
No, don't be sorry.
I
Don't
watch it every
apologize.
year. I watch
Sorry,
it whenever
sorry.
I watch it every year it comes on, man, and it is some great baseball. Like no shifts, dudes are stealing bases. Like it was like maybe, and they say this, America maybe doesn't take this seriously, but every other country in the world that plays this in this tournament, this is the world championship for them because they come from a soccer world where these type of tournaments really tell you what, like, you know, because winning the World Series doesn't mean you're the world champion because you haven't beat everybody in the world. This literally means you're the world champion. And this is the way folks look at it. I look at it. So that's it, Kev. I'm sorry. MLB, no shift, all the rest of that. It's on you. My apologies.
No, I literally actually did forget about it. We've got to put in our production notes. I'm actually going to be officially covering one of the games down there. We got some media credentials, so I'll be at the game covering one of them. Don't know yet, but I'll be there. Yeah, Mikey, we're talking about baseball in February. Pitchers and catchers have reported. Real quick, some of the rule changes for those who, follow baseball. As y'all know, baseball is trying to do some things where they're trying to speed up the pace of play. Real quick, it says here, pitcher timer. The basis to create a crisper pace of play. There will be a 30-second timer between batter and then a 15-second timer between each pitch with the bases empty and a 20-second timer between each pitch with the runners on base. The pitchers must go into the motion prior to expiration of the time or else be charged with an automatic ball. The pitchers allotted 2 disengagements, a step off or a pickup attempt without penalty. A third disengagement will be ruled a balk unless an out is recorded on the bases. The batter must be in the batter's box and alert to the pitchers by the 8-second mark on the timer or else be charged with an automatic strike. The pitcher timer reduced the average game time in the minor leagues last year by 25 minutes, and the limit on the pickup attempts led to 26% increase in stolen base attempts. So I'm not going to read all that. Basically, what MLB wants to do is move the pace of play along and also put the ball in play. Major League Baseball for the last 10, 15 years, they have been unable to put the ball in play.
Launch angle.
Huh? I'm sorry,
Launch
DA.
Launch angle.
Launch angle. So let me read about the other rule change, which I vehemently disagree with, but they went along with it. So we got the pitch clock. All right, so we're probably going to see a lot of stuff with that pitch clock. So now you got the position of the players. So no more shift. They basically told the players the players can't have more than 2 people on each side of second base, and nobody from the infield can move into the outfield. The outfielders can absolutely shift to where they want, but the infielders, there must be 2 on the third base side. You have to have 2 on the first base side, and that's what you got. I'll give it to E. What's your thoughts real quick on some of these rule changes with the Major League Baseball?
I frown at it, but if it helps the game, so be it. If you want baseball, just a hint. If you want the ball to be put in play, how about y'all get better batting coaches and make better hitters? That's all. That's all I got.
Okay.
Because these guys are going to be so combative of this timing, and they're gonna be some of them. I don't know. Maybe they won't, but some of them they're gonna be crying and bitching and moaning. Oh, you rushing me! I ain't got time to grab my crotch and adjust my batting gloves and
put the Vaseline on the ball,
hokey pokey and all this other stuff, man. And then hopefully, they'll get into some kind of rhythm, but I don't see it happening right off the bat. But we'll see. I'm not a fan, but we'll see.
The angry one said they will be combative. Dan, your thoughts on some of these rule changes for MLB?
All right. I'm just gonna put this out there. I'm more of a purist when it comes to sports. Like, some rule changes, yeah, makes sense, but you don't need to fuck with the game when it's been very good for hundreds of years. Now, that being said, this is like the asshole that said, hey, go walking. It's good for you. And that wasn't good enough. And some dumbass had said, you know what? Now you need to power walk. I mean, speed the game up. You're going to see pictures. I swear to God, a guy gets on first base, they're going to throw over there 15 times. Anytime that they need to get that little break, they don't like in the pitch what they call, it's going to be over to first base, and that's all they're going to do. Then next year we'll have a rule that you can only throw over there 3 times or some bullshit. And I just don't get it.
Well, that's what the rule says, Dan. I just read it. That's what the rule says. The rule said now they're only going to be able to throw a limited time over to third base. I believe it was 3.
See, that's stupid. If you got a guy that's a stolen base guy that can run like hell, yeah, you need to throw over there, keep him honest. I mean, you're changing the game it's almost like this crap that that they're doing in all the sports to like make it more entertaining or higher scoring. It's like it's fucking baseball. There'll be games where they're blowouts, and there'll be games that are 1-0. It's the pure sport of it. Let whatever happens, and that's kind of the for me. I can't really watch it on TV because it is long, but you go to the ballpark, you got the food, the atmosphere, and all that stuff. Like, it's much better in person. But I just don't get like they got to change. And aren't they like still doing this stupid horse shit in the extra innings that they start a guy off at second base or some shit?
The ghost runner will be there. It's permanent. It's in permanent play now. Yes.
This sounds like when you're a kid playing wiffle ball with your neighbor.
CBO.
And there's only the 2 of you. So you hit the ball and you run as far as you can. And you go, okay, I got a ghost runner on second. And then you go back to bat. What the fuck is this?
CBO.
I don't. I don't get it.
You know it, Kev.
Oh, man, if we're probably dating ourselves a little bit, but if for the youngsters out there, that CBO basically means when we was younger, played baseball, stand like baseball. CBO just meant, hey, somebody got the bat and your big hitter came up and he got up again and you yelled CBO and changed batting order. So basically that's what it is. Our youngest in charge, Mike Mills, your thoughts on the rule changes in baseball?
I was against the ghost runner. This is malarkey, shenanigans, bullshit.
Oh boy.
Whatever you want to call it. This shit don't make no sense. This shit don't make no sense. And this is what we choose. We choose to talk about baseball in February. And it's foolishness. I thought some of this, like, this is crazy. So now, do I think these teams recently have abusing the shift? Yeah. But the solution to beating the shift? Anybody?
Hit the
ball the other way. You can't
ball the other way.
That's against the rules.
Put that shit down the line.
You can't hit that shit the other way.
Launch angles, Mike. Launch angles, Mike.
They making up shit. That's like safe. That's all.
I hear you. I'm with you. Yes.
True shooting percentage. This is all made by people who can't play, who suck, and they want to be cool in their life. Like, yeah, I want to be in charge. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. This is
it's the analytics. It's the analytics.
Mike Mills is hot.
Tell me how you really feel, Mike.
This shit is stupid. Like, I'm not the most diehard baseball fan. I played baseball for leagues as a kid. I still enjoy it from time to time. I contribute, but this shit is stupid. This shit is it just don't. I'm with Dan. Toxic milk. I'm with Dan tonight.
Toxic Mills.
D-Dub, go ahead, man.
Yo, man. I mean, we talked about this. America has a problem, man.
Oh, shit.
America has a problem. We all have problems, man. We have ADHD, ADD, whatever you want to call it, because we can't pay attention to shit for more than 2 seconds before we have to move on to something else. And the biggest thing is, and don't get off of this, it's the stupid phone. This is probably the worst invention, one of the worst inventions in American history, because we can't fucking sit still for any amount of time to enjoy anything because we have to pull out a fucking phone and we won't enjoy the moment. And this is a prime example of baseball doing the next thing like basketball and everything. Basketball and everything else is trying to, what's the next gimmick we could put out there to get the fans involved in our sport. This is all this is, man. And these rule changes, and it's just really stupid. Doesn't make no sense. And call me old school, and that's what I am. I like it the way it was. It was nothing wrong with it. You understand what I'm saying?
Aren't you tired of 4-hour games?
No, I'm not. We don't teach fundamentals. Aren't you tired of not teaching fundamentals so the people know how to do their job effectively? How about that?
Mm-hmm.
How about teaching right? But we refuse to do that, and we keep on dangling out the next carrot. And it's just gonna keep on going and going until somebody says stop. We're gonna keep on getting what we get, which is absolute bullshit.
Hey, if this is what they're going for, how long is it going to be before we start playing Savannah banana baseball?
Well, it's coming.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, and I'm dead serious because they're doing very good in Savannah. People come out there just for.
That's entertaining as hell.
Hey, we might take a field trip to Savannah for real.
Savannah.
Oh, I'd love to, man. That place, it looks like it's
Savannah banana.
Fun house.
I'm just saying, man. You got. I'll send it to you. But Kev, I don't know what else to say, man. This is where we going, man. The game is messed up. The money has messed up the game a lot. A lot has to do with that. There's a lot of stuff going on with and it's not just baseball. This is just about all the major sports.
That's what like I said, fans are starting to disconnect from sports.
They're disconnected, and we disconnected because we everything, all this stuff. Yeah.
Last but not least, the DA.
Yeah, man, you me. I'm not with any of this shit. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but it's like that waving balloon, car salesman shit. This is what they do now. They've been on it for a minute, and they're trying to find something that doesn't exist. You can't really make somebody a fan. The experience of a 2-hour game is kind of a good thing, right? I used to watch it with my uncles. It's that time you spend with them watching the game. It's cool. But like Dee said, you got to be on the phone, you got to be moving, you got to be shaking. But you'll never, ever get baseball to be a telephone game. Like it's going to be there's no such thing as a 5-minute baseball game. And there's going to be some boring parts, and there's going to be some times when dudes don't hit, and the pitcher's just dominating them, and you got to watch it, right? But if you like it, this is what you're going to watch. Yeah, everybody turns the channel, man. We are human. But what I'm saying, for the most part, you guys are not, most folks are not ready to dedicate their time to it unless they played it or they love it or they're 53 like me, right? So, like I said, the reality is, man, the changes are not needed. I don't know if they'll help. We'll see. Listen, I do think that we could cut down on dudes grabbing their crotches and fixing their gloves and all the rest of that shit.
That's a fact. I agree with you on that.
We cut down on that. The pitchers usually go pretty quickly. They've been trying to at least encourage them to. But with that, you're going to have more stolen bases because you're not going to check as much, right? So you're going to get guys trying to steal. So maybe that'll add a piece of something to the game. Maybe not. The hit and run is dead because these dudes are trying to hit home runs rather than just hit the ball. Because if you did that, then you would score a lot more runs. So,
hit the ball the other way, right?
Yeah,
you wouldn't get a big contract though.
Yeah, throw the bat out there. Throw the bat out there in the zone and put your foot. Listen, hit the ball the other way. But again, it is what it is, man. I can't really say anything more than that. But I hope to see a good season. There's a lot of movement this summer, though. There's definitely a lot of players moving around this summer that I've seen. Even just looking at who guys are looking to get. But salary cap in baseball doesn't mean anything. But except to Dan, it means a lot to Dan because Dan's team gets a lot of money off of that. So, but yeah,
we love you, baby.
Yeah, that's it. I want your boy Ryan. I think he doesn't want to be there anymore. So we'll do what we need to do. If he doesn't want to be there, you know.
Let me just jump in here about the baseball thing. I'm with D-Dub when he's saying about, you know, old school when it comes to some of this stuff, man. Some of the rule changes is just a gimmick. It's just to get people engaged. Either you like baseball or you don't. That's what my thing is. Yeah, I'm with speeding the game up and the pace of play, but some of the other stuff, hit the ball the other way. If y'all gonna shift, why don't you just lay down bunts all the time? Why? I would be, hey, y'all get up there. I would fine you if you didn't bunt and the shift was on you.
Yeah.
I would cut that crap out.
You got to.
But that doesn't get you paid.
Hire Barry Lamar Bonds.
Yeah, Dan, and that's the problem too. Like D-Dub said about, you know, salaries and money and absolutely has messed up some of the game. And yeah, so you're right. Bunts don't get you paid. Hit and run don't get you paid. Hit and run is a beautiful thing. You're hitting the ball the other way or trying to avoid the double play. So that's why we have more strikeouts. I read a thing yesterday where I forgot the Baltimore Orioles dude. He has struck out like more times in one season than Tony Gwynn struck out in career.
Three seasons. Yeah, his whole career. Whole career, dog.
Insane.
Wow.
But that's all sports, Kev. So you got the strikeouts here, right? In basketball, you got defense is down, right?
Yeah, and 2 pointers.
Teams are scoring more the game,
right?
Because they're playing less defense. So anyone want to get at me, fact check that. All right. And,
we gave you the NBA talk.
Yeah, you do that thing, right? You do that in baseball because you want more offense. You let in football pass interference anytime you want it. You know, can't hit the quarterback. You know, all these offensive rules, defensive guys can't do anything. Yo, it's making every sport bad. It is. It really makes some things. Well, some of them it makes unwatchable, but you know, for football, so it'll take you real close to not that. So,
man, I mean, we can talk about this for hours, but we don't. We're a little bit over our time. Yeah, NFL pass interference. D-Dub says NFL pass interference. Roughing this passer is awful. He's right. Like I said, we can spend so much more time on this. We kind of ran out of time. Great show tonight. Really, really had a good man. Shoot, let's go and give it up for us, man. Yo. Really good show. Shout out to my man Jay from Inner Miami podcast coming on and talking about the Inner Miami soccer club and give us some soccer insight. And he'll come back on and talk soccer. Appreciate you, bro. If you're watching, thank you so much, man. We're going to do our parting shots, and then we're going to get on out of here. I'll start with the angry one. Angry one, what you got for us, bro?
Oh man, great show. Again, part of my lateness. Shout out to everybody in the comments. VLAC as always, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody viewing from all angles, from every Facebook, wherever you're viewing us from, man. We appreciate you. Please, you know what I'm saying? If you like what you see, or if you don't like what you see, if you're tired of me up here bitching and complaining about this and that, well, come on here and tell me about it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, like, dislike, share, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Yo, man, anything.
You can tell them to also donate too. You can add that now.
Oh yeah, you can donate, man. You know what I'm saying? Help us to grow better. You know what I'm saying? Hit that button, right. Scan that little code right there in the middle. You can't miss it. You know what I'm saying? It's right there. You feel me? So
yeah, that'll take straight to Daryl's OnlyFans site.
What you want, baby? What you want?
Man, let me tell you, man. Flag on the plate. Yo, as always, man, I love these brothers up here, man. Had a great time this past weekend, just to throw that in there, man. Good to see all of you dudes, man. Yo, man, I ain't got nothing too heavy, man. We cover sports, but you know, some of these sports is trash. Ain't no hiding the shit, man. All these all these little cute moves they trying to do just to catch the casual fan. And please come watch our sport. This shit ain't gonna work, man. Yo, for all you sports, the NFL, the NBA, NHL, Major League Baseball, all you other sports, esports, all of that, cater to your diehard fans. Okay, you do that, they will never leave you. You cater to these casual fans. Guess what? You're gonna get their money for a hot second, just like D-Dub said. They got ADHD. They're gonna be on the next hot thing that's going, and you're gonna be left back at the altar with nobody to marry. So, go ahead and be true to your real fans, man. Be true to your real fans.
We do it all here.
Man. Yo.
Yo, we want to advice. So, yo, the sports chasers, man. Yo, next, yo, Dan, go ahead, bro.
No, great show.
We do it all here.
Yeah, it was awesome to hear about the Inter Milan soccer or Miami soccer. You know, I don't follow soccer that much, but it was cool to kind of get the background of what's going on in the MLS, because now we got a team here in Charlotte. You know, and we might have to partake in a game in there and check it out. But that's what I know. One thing about that, they're kind of like hockey fans. Their fans are crazy.
Yep.
And that's awesome to see. But, like I said, we had a great show on Monday. I'm not sure how that first annual Top Golf thing outing went, but
that's why.
Professional PGA tour guy.
Pebble Beach Dan over there.
Yeah, Pebble Beach Dan. Yeah, he's hitting the ball like
Pebble Beach Dan.
But it was good to hang out with everybody and see everybody in person. Had a good time. Look forward to doing that again here in the future. But that's all I got. Like I said, great show by everybody.
Awesome. Mike Mills, parting shots. What you got for us, sir?
Shout out to everybody. Shout out Jay for being here. Shout out his podcast. Shout out to the Chasers. It was good hanging out Monday. And my last summer tape coming real soon. And that's about it.
There you go.
Shout out to Mike Mills.
No doubt.
Hip hop artist. DA, what you got, bro?
Nothing. I ain't got a fucking thing. I'm going to fucking sleep and you'll go watch some shit and go to sleep. All right, and that's all I got tonight. No porn. All right, just go fuck the bed. Shit. Fuck.
D-Dub, what you got, man?
Damn.
Yo, man, this guy is. I can't with this guy. This guy is off the chain. Yo, shout out to everybody, man. Yo, we had a good week. The ending of NFL as far as Super Bowl, that was great. What else? Everything is not for everybody.
XFL.
Everything is not for everybody. So, if you don't like a particular sport, then you don't have to watch it. But don't try to change them into something that, that is not your cup of tea. But anyway, I digress. Yo, fellas, everything, it's all love. Everybody out there, like, share, subscribe. We appreciate all. Send us comments. You hate us, you love us, what we need to do better. Send it all.
Oh, don't forget this, D. Don't forget that.
And also, where you at, Kev? There you go. Right there. That right there. The what's that QR code?
Yes.
Take a picture and take you in there, and so you could, if you whatever support, we looking for it, and we appreciate all. That's it, kid.
That's it. I got two little things before we get out of here. Hey, condolences, Tim McCarver. Those that don't know Tim McCarver, he passed away.
Yes.
Played with the Cardinals for like 20-something years. The St. Louis Cardinals, Major League Baseball. But most people our age know Tim McCarver as the voice of the World Series for 20-something years with Joe Buck. And I enjoy hearing Tim McCarver. He was also the voice of the Mets, of the New York Mets also. Locally on the local side, but he called national games for Fox Sports. And Tim McCarver was very good at what he did, very analytical at what he did. He also caught Bob Gibson's no-hit game in the 1967 World Series, I believe. Something like that to the effect. Don't have it in front of me, but God bless Tim McCarver. Second note.
Also, Kev, he also caught Deion Sanders' water bucket.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope.
caught that ice.
Nope.
Caught that
But
ice.
that was a good one. Tim McCarver. No, Cash, for real. But Tim McCarver, that was like epic. I mean, Deion, and I'm sure Deion, he was Tim McCarver. He didn't like what Tim McCarver had said about him, but that's water under the bridge. But I remember that as a youngster.
Yeah.
And that was just Deion at his immature age. Deion Sanders is not that person no more. But it was a funny moment in history. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go YouTube it.
YouTube and check it out. Also, tomorrow is D-Dub brought it to my attention. Tomorrow is Michael Jordan's birthday. Shout out to Michael Jordan. Happy birthday to God.
God. You better respect the GOAT.
No, I'm sorry.
Michael
I ain't
Jordan,
gonna be no
if
Shannon
you
shit.
would
We
like to
ain't doing
donate and hit that QR code, you can donate. We'll give you some shout outs, man.
No
You
doubt.
can go, but nah, we ain't doing that. No.
Well, you need to go to that damn team, damn worst team in the damn league.
Yo,
that's
spread
why
love.
I said, oh God.
Spread
Yeah,
love.
they won
It's
the
the
other
Brooklyn
night.
way.
Yeah, they
What
did.
does that mean? They ain't win. They won that
Hey,
night. What about the
blind
other
squirrel
night?
finds a nut every once in a while.
Webby's gonna be here. They so bad.
My
Webby
bad,
coming right.
Kev, my
Yeah.
bad. I'm sorry.
A broken clock is always right twice.
Nope. Let me get out of here.
Jesus Christ.
Let me get it. Let me
Party
get it back.
shots.
Let me get it back. Hey, like some of the guys said, like all of us said, hey, had a great week. It was always great to get together. We did our in studio live. I'm taping up Fourth and Short on Monday. Had a great time. Had a great time at the at Top Golf afterwards, man. Just good times, man. And we love talking sports. As you can see, we talk it all. We don't fake about it. We don't funk about it. We bring it all, and we bring the heat when we bring it. Shout out again to our special guest, Jay from Inner Miami Podcast. Shout out to his podcast. For him coming through. Thank you so much, bro. But like I said, I ain't got nothing else. Hey, on behalf of myself, I'm Kevin O. Warren, your host and moderator. Daryl D. Warren for James the Angry One. Dan the Toxic One, or Dan the Hockey Dude, whatever side of the bed he gets up on. Mike Mills and the DA for getting to the point. I'm Kevin O. Warren, your host and moderator. This is the Sports Chasers Podcast. Y'all have a great Thursday. Have a great rest of the weekend. Y'all be blessed. No fourth and short. We'll see y'all next Thursday, man. Hey, y'all be good. Peace.
Go to bed.